this is Sabina at Cross Keys Crafts with the Papercraft Society Advent Calendar for December the 9th. And this one is again by Made to Surprise. I already had a sneak peek and I already prepared a few things. So today in your pouch you find some animal print papers. So we've got this crocodile or snake one, a lovely zebra here, a giraffe, and then this is like a leopard or a cheetah and a tiger. I really love animal print, and I've got a few videos on my channel already where I'm using animal print cardstock, but today I was intrigued by this one here because it's so much different from these here, and I do like a bit of a challenge. So I had a thought what I wanted to do with this. At first I thought, because I had a little sneak peek in the other pouches of this advent calendar, I had a little thought, and I thought I'd do something with flamingos, and I found these flamingo stamps in my stash. At first I thought I'd do some stamping on this, but then I remembered something I've been meaning to do for months. I think it was triggered by a release by Lou Collins in her textures range. She did something with a dream catcher, and when she released that, I thought, no, I don't want to buy any more dies or stamps. I can't even remember what it was, whether it was a die or stamp, because I've got so many supplies already. I actually do have Dreamcatcher stamps. I found this one here. These are from my really early days of crafting. I bulk bought some. I think this one's actually from Germany. So at first I thought again doing some stamping, but then I remembered that I actually had started putting dies together in a little tray, as I do when I start projects, and I've never gone through with this because my idea was to create my own dream catcher with dies that I do have in my stash. For example, I have got these mandala layering dies. There are a few more going round here, and I thought I can easily create the look of a top of a dream catcher with these. And I have cut the bottom already out of coloured vellum. I'm going to link to that below. I think it's really useful to have coloured vellum sometimes. And I've just used this nesting dies, the scallop one, to create the outside, and I think this is really, really nice. By the way, my colour scheme, this is a sort of a coral pink. So I had a look through my stash what I've got in a more coral pink. I don't know if the camera picks it up really. And then I thought, I don't really have any feather dies. The only one I have is this big, so that would not fit on here. If I had a bigger card, that would have worked. So I decided to go for some foliage. So I just found these bits and decided for these bits. I die cut these from the same colour cardstock as this, which is actually more like a paper. And I've also got a mat here that I die cut 2 bits from. But I didn't want these all to face the same way. So one way of doing that and not getting, if I turn this round here, apart from the fact that it's got marks from my cutting board, it's got these edges here. Don't know how well you can see that, but if you're a die cutter you know what I mean. But if you want to use it the other way around, there's one easy way to get rid of that, and that is just use your bone folder and just flatten those out. Be careful because obviously the die cut is really delicate, so just go into the direction of the leaves and just press these all out, and that way you won't be able to see them. It will lose a bit of the dimension of this die cut because if it's cut the right way around, it's just got a bit of a, yeah, because it sort of folds downwards, it's got a bit of dimension to it, but otherwise you can't see the difference now. So I have already stuck these elements down here with my two-way zig glue. I'm just dabbed loads of dots around it and then just stuck this down. I find the two-way zig glue is really, really handy because it stays tacky, so even if you've got lots of details, it doesn't dry in one place before you stick it down. So as I have prepared loads of things, there's not much I need to do here. So I'm going to mat this on here, just give it a nice even frame. And again, I'm just using my two-way zig glue for that, I think, because this is paper. It's quite thick paper actually, but I find if I use a different wet glue, sometimes it shows on the front. Then I've got myself a top folding card base. That's just from an A4 piece of paper, so it's slightly wider than 4 inches, but slightly shorter than 6 inches. And I've cut my mats accordingly. So all I need to do now is I'm going to put my two-way zig glue behind the die cut here so it doesn't show through the vellum. I'm going to pop this on the top, and then I'm just arranging these bits here. I might actually just lay this down, arranging these first, and then let's put this on the top. And I thought about whether I want to add a sentiment. I have to find something that's like a slim sentiment. Again, I thought I could use some of these here, believe in your dreams or dream big, but I'd rather have just, I think, a little strip here, or I could put something here in the middle. I'll have a think about that after I've glued all these down. I have glued all the elements down. I changed my mind about using the zig-zag glue here behind the vellum because I wasn't quite sure whether this would dry on the vellum. Okay, so I just used my collal glue with my fine tip, and that was fine. I didn't glue down the frame. I only put glue sort of in the middle on the wider bits, and that allowed me to put the foliage underneath the vellum and basically start where the frame was. This one I cut down a little bit, and this one just to have them on a slightly different level, and I think this works okay. I decided in the end to go for a birthday sentiment. This looks a bit like it's stamped wrongly, but this is how the stamp is. So I just heat embossed that in white and popped that on there. Used my corner rounder after I've cut it to shape. So, but because I've got the dark pink here at the bottom, I needed something at the top. So I just decided from the very scrap I had left to just die cut this little heart. But I wanted to show you another little tip. This one is a Sizzix die. I think it came with my die cutting machine. But it leaves those little marks here, the little dots. So again, just use your bone folder and you can press these out. Not completely, but you can definitely flatten them so they are less obvious. If you're not happy with that, and I might decide and change my mind in a moment, you can always mist this, put this through your die cutting machine again to flatten it out, put it through an embossing folder, especially if you've got bigger die. This one wouldn't show a lot of pattern, so I don't think I will do that. But that can go nicely here in the middle now. I think I will pop a little bit of foam on there. I didn't want too much dimension to the card, but I think it could do with a little bit of layer. I tell you know what I will do. Where it is not sitting on the edges, I just put a bit of scrap of cardstock underneath just to make up for the difference. So maybe just a little, just a little corner there, and that will fit on there. So I will do this off camera after filming this, and yeah, I'm quite pleased with this card now. It looks a bit like a Jemmy Dodger now. So yeah, if you like this card too, you might want to give me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see what I'm creating with the rest of the Advent calendar, you might want to subscribe to my channel. I'd be very happy about that. And I'll see you tomorrow with another video.